Welcome back to Reeled In. I'm Sam.
I'm Asmon.
I'm Alex.
I'm Avery. Sorry.
Can't yawn.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're really excited for this episode, Avery.
Jeez, God. Anyways,
Sorry.
this is a film podcast about...
True. It is.
Period. It's about three film buffs who try to reel in their non-film buff friend into their world of cinema, and she tries to do the same.
Recovering A Serious Man by the
Mhm.
Coen brothers. And recovering VelociPastor by, I don't know who did this movie,
There's
actually.
some guy.
Some guy.
Some guy who
The
was having...
VelociPastor himself.
Yeah.
Some guy who was having a lot of fun making movies.
Yeah.
VelociPastor.
Yeah.
So... We're gonna do a Serious Man was Alex's recommendation.
Yeah.
Something interesting, by the way, I read like this morning that A Serious Man, they made this movie right after their Oscar win for No Country for Old Men.
They did.
So this was like their kind of, I guess, like blank check movie where like they had the freedom to do whatever, I assume.
Yeah, kind of. I think Burn After Reading came out before this, but that was like already shot when they won the Oscar.
Okay.
So I think A Serious Man was the first one that they made with the clout of having won the Oscar.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy. This usually isn't what you would do with like your post-Oscar blank check.
Yeah.
It's not, but I think it makes sense for the Coen brothers to go in this direction.
I think it definitely does.
It makes a lot of sense.
Like usually you're like, oh, I'm Christopher Nolan. I'm gonna make the Odyssey. I'm gonna make something big that I never would have got funding for otherwise.
No, but it's interesting because I think the Odyssey makes sense for Nolan to do. He's done the Odyssey like 5 times already, so it makes sense for him to do the Odyssey 1-1.
The Coen brothers did the Odyssey.
They did with Oh Brother Where Art Thou with Jay Kelly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Odysseus.
He does. And I think the Coen brothers in their work before A Serious Man have been dealing with themes of, God and stuff like that and mortality. And A Serious Man just emphasizes that the most.
Right.
And I don't think they did anything that affirms that stuff as much after this.
No, I think this is their most overtly religious film, but religion also is only like one small part of what this movie is.
But when I say religion, I think I more mean like this existentialist like kind of line of thinking.
Yeah, that's fair. But I think, and we'll get into this, but I think this movie is very similar thematically to No Country for Old Men and a lot of the other movies.
I think so too.
Barton Fink is very similar.
I haven't seen
to
Barton
that.
Fink, but people do say that.
Let's get into the Coen brothers first.
Yeah.
Because I assume you've seen a lot of Coen brothers.
I've seen a good amount, yeah.
Have you seen...
I've seen a few. I've seen No Country for Old Men. I've seen,
Fargo,
what is it?
Maybe?
No, I haven't. Surprisingly. I've seen,
Fargo's really
why am I
good.
forgetting?
Their
Hold
biggest...
on.
Okay, let's see. Their biggest movies, Raising Arizona is a big movie.
You would really love Raising Arizona.
I think... Okay, so...
Except for the Nicolas Cage.
No, but he's really good.
He is really good in it.
I think, okay, well, not to give anything away, and I don't know much about this either, but Avery, like when we've been building up to the recording of this episode, Avery's been kind of seemingly iffy on the Coen brothers, and I feel like A Serious Man is a movie that throws you in the deep end when it comes to Coen brothers movies.
Way. I think the thing about this movie is that it's the perfect balance between their more overt comedies and their more serious stuff.
I think this is the equivalent of showing Eraserhead as the first Lynch movie to somebody.
I don't think that's
I
true.
think that's a good comparison. She's
No.
nodding, so I think she agrees.
I'm not commenting. They're different movies, though.
I think
But
A
you get what I
Serious
mean.
Man-
I have no reference. I haven't seen.
Oh, that's fair.
But I feel like I get what you're saying.
I feel like throwing her in the deep end would be to do like Blood Simple. Or like Miller's Crossing. I don't think she would like either of those.
I've seen Miller's Crossing.
Miller's Crossing
That's
is
the other
a good
one.
movie.
I've seen Paris Je t'aime. It has Natalie Portman in it.
Okay, well, one of the segments in that was directed by Joel Coen.
Let's go!
So I don't know which one. It's been a long time.
I
since
know
I've
what
seen it.
True Grit is. Haley Steinfeld got
That's
nominated for an
That is true.
Oscar.
Yeah, no, I do.
Other than that,
The Big
that's it.
Lebowski's probably like their biggest movie.
I assume you know what that is.
I think I've heard of it because of
This
you
guy?
guys.
Well, like the dude.
The dude, the bowling guy.
That's just like
Yeah.
your opinion, man. You know that?
I don't think so. Maybe.
You're
Yeah.
definitely familiar with it in some
Sure.
way.
I've heard of it, I'm sure.
I'm a fan of the Coens. I will say, for a long time, watching the Coens movies, they were like really. I was kind of like lukewarm on them. I wasn't like too big, but then I watched. I think I watched Inside Llewyn Davis before No Country for Old Men, and that's the movie that really clicked for me. That's my favorite Coen brother. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, Inside Llewyn Davis.
So you like the more serious ones?
I definitely prefer the more serious movies.
That's fair.
But I think A Serious Man is good because, like you said, it's the perfect balance between the serious and the comedic stuff. Also, Inside Llewyn Davis is a funny movie.
It is a funny movie.
I think the movie that's lacking that comedy is No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Because I will say I haven't seen that in years, but from memory, it's so cold the entire time. There's no music. There's none of that.
It's funny that that's the one they won the Oscar for.
Right.
Because it's so different from what they usually do. Like, if you've seen, like, Big Lebowski and Raising Arizona, it's so different from even this film. Like, even though this, I would say, is a comedy, it's very different from those early comedies.
I think if you're talking about the Coen brothers and all the themes they explore in their work, A Serious Man is like the apex of all of that. It has the comedy, it has the serious stuff, it has all of the different themes they're exploring in all of their other work, but it's packaged in such a strange way, you know? And it's an overlooked movie in their catalog, and I fully understand why. Yeah. I think if somebody tells me I didn't like this movie, I'd fully understand, because it's and we'll get into this, it's a very frustrating movie to watch, which is the intention.
So true.
Of the, which is the point of the movie, but I get it.
Hate's a strong word.
That's
all I'll say.
I do really like the Coen brothers. They're not like my favorite directors, but I did want to do a Coen movie. And like, do we really do Fargo, No Country for Old Men? Like, those are the cliche
I would be happy to watch True Grit.
I haven't seen True Grit. I don't know.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I like Haley Steinfeld.
Their last work, I think, was The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
The last one they did together.
Right. Yeah. And I really don't like that movie. I really don't like that movie. And
I think it's good.
Since then, Joel Coen hasn't been singing in public. He's gone. Ethan Coen has been doing like these, small lesbian
He's
just gone.
The Macbeth movie.
Oh my God, that's true. He did The Tragedy of Macbeth,
and he has a new movie coming out this year.
Does he?
Jack of Spades.
Okay, interesting. Well, I was gonna say Ethan Coen's been doing. He did Drive Away Dolls. And
he's making slop.
He's making slop, but it's fine.
It's fine. He seems happy.
Yeah.
He's out here making movies with his lesbian wife.
Exactly. And, they've made enough real movies to justify doing this shit. So, like, it's fine. You can do this, I guess. If you have an Oscar, like, you're good. Just do your thing.
Yeah. I think, at least in terms of, like, their solo stuff, Joel Coen is the better director. I think...
Judging by their catalog.
I
think you're wrong.
Okay. Thanks for your input. Okay. Let's get into A Serious Man, then. Do you want to describe... Thanks for volunteering to describe the movie.
There's this guy.
What's his name?
Okay, before then, how does the movie start? The opening of the
I don't even fucking get... You're gonna have to explain that. They're like in another country, and there's like... They die.
What? That's not at all what happens.
You're gonna... This movie.
Do you remember?
They're in another... It's like... I remember... the environment of it. I don't remember what happens in the scene.
When did you watch this movie?
Like a few days ago.
It's
a very forgetful movie for me.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This movie is so burned into my brain.
Well, Sam watched this for the first time.
Yeah.
So, do you remember?
All right, yeah, Sam, you go.
So that first part, it really kind of took me off guard. I was not expecting it. I think it's like it takes place definitely sometime in the past and like
1800s Eastern Europe,
and like
it could be a story like it doesn't
there's like this man and woman, husband and wife, and like I think the husband like gets home and then like they're talking and he says something like, oh, like I saw this one guy, like, I said hi to him or whatever. I invited him over for
soup.
Yeah, for soup. And she's like, he's been dead for like 3 years.
All right.
And like
and he's like a Dybbuk now.
Yeah.
Which in Jewish mythology is a lost wandering soul. Right? Mm-hmm. So someone dies but their soul is still kind of wandering the earth.
in that scene specifically, and in the movie throughout, there's a lot of stuff that's specific to like Jewish mythology, which I think like you kind of miss out on if you don't know enough.
A lot of
about
it went
stuff.
over my head.
Yeah, but I think if you watch the movie, especially on a rewatch, if you read up on the movie, it makes a lot more. And that's
because
definitely.
I remember when I saw that first part, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was very lost. So like there's that kind of like starting point.
But then like very importantly is how it ends, which I think sets up the themes of the movie perfectly. Because the guy comes and the wife is like, this guy's a dippick. And so she stabs him and then he like just gets up and leaves.
Yeah.
And the ending note of that scene is just, was he a dippick? Like, is his body going to turn up the next day, or is he just going to wander off into the night, never to be seen again?
It's very interesting because that scene, it plays with you because initially when he comes in, you're thinking like, oh, this guy must be a dippick. He has the look, he has like this this demeanor of like being some like devilish fake ghoul-like figure, and he sits down, and when he gets stabbed, it's all normal. You still think like he's like a dippick and stuff, but then he starts bleeding. You know, and you're like, huh, okay, is it? And then he says like, oh, I think it's your wife that's cursed. I think it's your wife that's the problem, and she's killing me. And then you're like, oh wait, maybe he's not. Maybe it's the wife. Like something else is happening.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of clues that he could be.
Right.
There's also the whole thing of like the vampire story of you have to be let in to have your power, and they let him in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of leaning on those kind of tropes.
And I don't know if this is intentional, but I saw a lot of people point out that when he steps out into the snow, he doesn't leave any footsteps.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That too.
So they leave clues so that either interpretation could be correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the vampire thing, that's a specific thing, again, in Jewish mythology, where a dibbick or like whatever the devilish thing is, I don't know much about like, the religion and stuff, but there is a specific thing that they have to say and then kiss to be let into a house, and he doesn't do any of that.
Right.
So it's the whole Schrodinger's like, cat type of thing, which the movie goes into deeper.
Yeah. So there's that whole.
Okay.
Do you want to try and explain the rest of it?
The actual movie.
Yeah.
The actual, you don't want to do it?
I
can try. Do it.
All right, so there's this guy. He's a university professor. He's a
You
math.
gotta get his name, man.
Is it Henry?
It's Larry.
Larry. Close enough.
Larry Gopnik.
Larry, sure. And he's he's just he's just a guy, and he goes home, and his wife's like, I want a divorce. And he's like, what? Where did this come from? And she's like,
you skipped like so much.
No, that's like the beginning part.
Okay, give the broad summary and then we'll go like scene by scene.
And she's
Give us the ending.
she's like, I'm seeing Sy Ableman, and they say that name about like 47 times throughout the movie. So
Ableman.
Exactly. And he's like, you cheated on me with Sy Ableman? How could you? And then there's this student,
It's
one
not
of his
physical, right? No one hanky
True.
or whatever it is.
Sure. But she's like, I want a divorce. And he's like, oh, man. And then, like, his student, he has, like, this student who he failed. And then the student, Clive. And Clive's like, raise my mark. He's like, no, you failed. And he, like, leaves some money. And then Henry's like, I don't want... He's like, I don't want your money. I thought it's confirmed whatever. He leaves his money. He's like, I don't want your money. He's like, I didn't leave money. What are you talking about? He's like, I know you left money. I don't want your money. And then he's like, well, will you raise my grade? He's like, no. He's like, well, I'm going to sue you because you took my money.
That's
and
the
he's
father.
like, okay, well, whatever. Anyways.
He's like, I'm going to sue you for defamation because you took my money.
Yeah, we'll get into the Clive stuff. We'll come back to that.
What else happens? Larry has 2 children who should be beat. Like, I can't stand his children. His son has like 5 brain aneurysms. The TV channel isn't working.
He wants to watch.
So much so that Larry goes on the roof and almost like dies from trying to fix the thing, and the son doesn't care. He just wants to watch Channel 7 or whatnot.
And get high.
Yeah, and Larry also like watches his neighbor who's fully naked and sunbathing. That's a little weird. Anyways, and then his daughter like washes her hair 24/7.
No, she doesn't because Uncle Arthur's in the bathroom.
Oh right, I didn't even talk about Uncle Arthur.
Her main goal in life is to wash her hair.
Anyways, Uncle Arthur is like this gambler who like is living with them, and he's really like a bum of a person. He's
he's a genius.
Is he?
He has the book.
He's reading the Metaculum or whatever the
Yeah,
fuck it's
yeah.
called.
Anyways, midway through the movie, like, Sy Ableman dies.
No!
That's really the whole movie.
He comes up. He's like, what happened? And they're like, oh yeah, Sy Ableman died in a car crash.
Yeah, he just died in a car
He's like, what the fuck? How?
Yeah. And they're like, you're gonna pay for the funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
that's a
it.
good
That's
What
like,
about
it's
the
a-
tornado at the end?
Yeah.
You didn't even bring that
There,
up?
yeah, it
We'll
should have been a
get to
shark.
that.
And he gets a bill from like the
record?
lawyer.
Oh.
Yeah, the records. There's so much. There's
I
so much.
didn't order
so
Santana
much.
Abraxas.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to Santana Abraxas.
Anyways.
I didn't do anything. That's his whole thing, but he didn't do
I
anything.
didn't do anything.
Right.
I didn't order Santana Abraxas.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Anyways, downward
Okay.
spiral of a guy going through a divorce, more or less.
Sure.
There we
Okay.
go. I did my job. I'm clocking out now. You guys ready?
No, you gotta be here. We gotta, like...
There's so much to say about this movie, and I don't know where to even begin.
Oh,
Let's
man.
just go chronologically. Probably
Okay.
the best way.
Sure. Okay, so I guess we can begin with Clive, because that happens early on.
That's the first thing, I think.
Okay, what do you think of Clive?
Is that the student?
That's the
Yeah.
Korean student, yeah.
He should just do better in school.
Okay.
It's very troubling,
So-
though. It's very difficult.
Is it?
That's what he says.
Everyone else passed.
I think the Clive subplot is one of my favorite subplots in any movie. It's like 3 scenes, but it's so funny. Because
Oh my
this
God.
kid comes in and he says, I got an unsatisfactory grade on my midterm. In fact, an F, a failing grade.
You're a TA, so you probably relate to it.
Oh
like,
my
on a
god,
different
I
level.
relate so strongly.
Oh my God.
Because this kid, like, he's taking a physics class, and he's like, I didn't understand that we were being tested on the mathematics.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. Like, he thought, like, oh, it was just about the stories that he was, like, as long as he knows the concept of Schrodinger's cat, he's good. He didn't know that he would be tested
That's
on the
funny,
math.
but it's the movie as well. It's like a big thing in the movie, you
Yeah.
know, like not knowing the math but knowing the physics, and then there's Larry who knows all of the math but can't really make sense of like
Right, yeah.
the cat.
He says, like, yeah, even I don't understand the dead cat.
Right.
He doesn't understand, like, the main idea of what Schrodinger's cat really is, but he knows the math.
Right.
And that's really important for
Right.
him. But so, okay, Clive, like, he has this conversation, and, you know, he doesn't change Clive's grade, and then he leaves behind an envelope with money in it. And so then the next time we see Clive, he comes back into the office, and Larry confronts him on it, and he's just immediately like, oh, I didn't lose anything. I know where everything is. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And then, so then Larry's like, okay, well, I know you left the money. I could interpret your actions,
Mhm.
right? Or first he says, actions have consequences. And Clive says, yes, often.
Yeah.
And he says, no, always. Actions always have consequences.
Right.
And he says, I can interpret what you meant by leaving the money. And then Clive says, mir sir, my sir.
Oh my god. How many times have you seen this movie?
A lot.
Oh my
No, like
god.
2,
That's
3
a great
times.
scene,
3
'cause
times.
That's
Oh.
it? You know these.
But I've seen certain clips so
Okay,
many
I was
Larry-
gonna say, you
because
know this beat for beat.
Larry initially doesn't understand what he says, and he's like,
Right. And then, so do you know what Clive actually meant by that?
Mirza, isn't he referencing like Schrodinger's cat in a way? Is that what that is?
I think my understanding, because then he slows down, he repeats it. He says, mere surmise, sir. So I think, okay, Larry says that he can interpret his actions, that he knows what he meant when he left the money. And Clive, what he's basically saying is, you're merely surmising.
Right.
He says, mere surmise,
Right,
sir.
Yeah.
So his whole thing is, you're just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And when Clive says that, Larry guesses what he says. He said, mere sir, my sir, right? He is proving that he can't interpret his words, that he's just guessing, right? And I think that is kind of the key to a lot of things that happen in this movie, is the idea of not actually understanding what's going on, and you're just making guesses, but there's no concrete cause and effect, which is what Larry is saying. He's saying actions always have consequences.
Right.
And this whole thing is that, like, that's not necessarily true. Because then, the third time this comes back is Clive's dad, who comes to meet with him, which, by the way, Clive's dad is played by the Korean guy that was in Do the Right Thing.
Whoa.
which is
Crazy.
pretty
He
cool.
is.
He
That's
is.
so true. Oh
That's
my god.
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know
He
that.
is.
So
That's insane.
It is. He's great. He's great in both movies.
What a strange. Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
So his dad comes to meet with Larry, and this is probably my favorite scene in the movie because he threatens to sue Larry for defamation for saying that his son left the money, and Larry's like, okay, but it's only defamation if I tell people, so I'm just like not gonna tell anyone, and we'll just like pretend this never happened. And then the dad says, I'm gonna sue you for keeping the money, and then Larry's like, okay, well, it can't be both. Either he left the money,
Right. Or he didn't.
or
yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Then the dad's response is, please
Accept
the mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are multiple scenes in this movie which give you multiple keys to kind of unlocking the movie. But even if you end up doing that, there's nothing in the movie to like unlock or like really gain. It's just kind of this collage of things that just are all contradictory and don't really make much sense. And they're just things that are happening, right? Like we didn't really mention this, but there's like this whole thing with the title cards of like the 3 rabbis that he has to
Right,
go
yeah,
see,
yeah.
which is really interesting. And I caught this. I will say, my first watch of this was a couple years ago, and I got nothing out of this movie. Those years ago, but on a rewatch, I got a lot more out of it. And I didn't even realize that
I'm
the
not
3
rewatching this movie, Alex. You gave me a look.
the 3 rabbis in this movie. There's the younger rabbi, there's the and the middle-aged guy, and then there's the older, more wiser person, right? So that's the whole thing. And I think one of the key scenes, or to me, the key scene in this movie is when he goes to see the second rabbi, and he tells him this whole story about Sussman. This like dentist guy who's looking at a patient's teeth, and he sees some symbols behind his hidden behind his teeth. And when he translates the symbols from Hebrew to English, it says, "Help me, save me." And that makes him lose his mind. He's like, what does that mean? And he's like decoding all of this. He like comes up with a phone number, and it's just some random fucking grocery store.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to make sense out of this like crazy thing. And the second rabbi tells Larry the story, and then he just stops. And Larry's like, okay, like what next? And he's like, what do you mean what next? Like, that's it. And he's like, well, why did you even tell me that story? Like, what was the point of that story? And he's like, well, I mean, I can tell you what happened. The guy, he just went on living. He was paranoid for a while, but then he was okay. And then he's like, okay, what about the guy with the teeth? And he's like, no, what the fuck about him? He doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah.
And
I like the line where Larry says, like, why does God make us feel these questions and not give us the answers? And then Rabbi Knockner just goes, I don't know, you didn't tell me.
Right, exactly. And then the key thing he says in that scene is that, was it like a sign from Hashem? Don't know. Did it mean this? Don't know. No, or it's like his thesis of the whole thing, right? He says, the only thing I can tell you is I don't know if it was a sign from God. I don't know if it meant this or that. But at the end of the day, if you can help other people, that won't hurt. Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the movie. Like, these things don't really make sense, but like, you can help people, which is fine. Like, that won't hurt you too much.
When I was watching the movie, at first I was like, this is so tedious. Like, it's so kind of like...
Nothing.
It is really like Schrodinger's cat, where it's like, he's alive and dead at the same time. And it's like... okay. and it's like, yeah, like it makes you like want the answers. It kind of like it kind of like fights your urge for kind of that like resolution, but it just never comes. It's like it's a constant like spiral.
It's this extremely like Kafka-esque story of just like, like in the trial, the guy's being put to trial for no reason. The entire book, he's asking, what did I do to be put on trial? And they're like, I don't know, but file all of this paperwork. You're going to court next week. It's just this absurd, like funny thing. And, things like this don't exactly happen in real life, but there's enough of it in our own lives that like, that we can relate it to. Things happen all the time that don't really make sense, or that you try to like figure out the reason to why, and you can't. And like, these movies are just and these stories are just an exaggerated representation of that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even with, like, the divorce happening with his wife, and, like, Sy Ableman, and, like, them being like, oh, you need to move out of the house and go stay at, like, this motel.
The Holly Jolly or whatnot?
Jolly Roger.
Jolly Roger. And, like, when...
Jolly Roger is quite livable.
He's getting kicked out of his own house. And he's sorry.
Like, and he
should have rioted. He should have like beat Sy Ableman.
When they're having that conversation, he's like,
wouldn't it make more sense for like you to move
And
into?
they're like-
And they're just like,
Larry.
that
You're
would
jesting, Larry.
yeah. And
do
he's
you
just like,
mean?
he's like, am I insane? So he's like, okay. And then later when Sy Ableman dies, they're like, okay, you're gonna pay for the funeral. He's like, what the fuck should I pay for the
And then his
funeral?
lawyer dies.
It's just-
They're like, he's
just
finally figured this out. He has the secrets that'll help solve all of your problems. And he just fucking dies.
it's like, it's so, because it's like, yeah, it's so tedious. And the thing of like, we just keep going through these loops.
Yeah.
And it just never stops. It never stops.
Right.
It's so strange. Again, back to the rabbis. The first rabbi, his whole thing is like, his whole idea is that, life is all perspective. You know, look at this beautiful parking lot, Larry. Isn't this parking lot beautiful? And it's just a parking lot, but I
Yeah.
guess the rabbi, he sees something in the parking lot that Larry doesn't see, and perhaps the audience doesn't see.
I love I love that the movie is structured around the rabbis, because the implication is that by talking to these wise people who know all this stuff, that he's gonna learn something. And then you find out that none of the rabbis have any idea what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Exactly.
Like that rabbi, I think his name is just like Scott, and he's just like, you know, you have to change your perspective and maybe, you know, think about things in a different way and like interrogate why this is happening and why these marital problems exist. And then he's like, well, she's cheating on me with Sy Ableman. And he's like,
Sy Ableman.
yeah. And he's like, that sucks, man. Well, just look at the parking lot. Like, he's out of ideas to
Yeah.
help him.
No, it's so interesting because, like, how does someone like Scott, the rabbi, how does he live? And, like, how does he cope with, like, you know, the things that happen in his life? And, I don't know, it's interesting.
He's got nothing. Like, I think everybody has that crisis that Larry's going through of, like, you don't have all the answers.
And I think you need to
Yeah.
cling on to something.
Yeah.
Right? And for
And-
this rabbi, it's, like, the whole perspective thing.
Right.
I guess.
And for Larry, it's math.
Right.
Because the thing with math is that it gives proof, right?
Right.
Like math in a way, it's I don't want to say it's similar to religion, but it is in the sense of like it's a way to help us understand the mysteries of the universe, right? It's a way of like putting into words or into concrete ideas these abstract things that just exist in the universe.
But the difference is that
beyond our
math is,
understanding.
like, concrete and
Right.
provable.
Like
Yeah.
the thing with math, just like, you know, religion, talking to the rabbis, like getting these answers, the idea is it's supposed to prove something.
Mm-hmm.
That when you talk to the rabbis, it's like having a math proof, that it's going to tell you why these things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And with math, for Larry, he likes the fact that there is that concrete proof. That if he doesn't understand how a concept works, if he doesn't get Schrodinger's paradox, he can at least look at the math and say, well, it makes sense. Somebody out there proved this, and I can just look at the proof, you know? And he finds comfort in that.
Right.
But when it comes to these other problems he's having, he's going to the rabbis looking for that same type of evidence, and he can't get it. There's no actual proof of why things are happening to him, and there is no direct cause and effect relationship like there is in math.
I
right?
think a good representation of that is his relationship with his wife. And, you know, it's played off, like, in a really, like, dark, comedic, like, way in the movie of her just, like, you know, sleeping with Sy Ableman. And
No,
stuff
they
like
don't
that.
sleep together.
Sorry, yeah, no,
don't do
physical
that.
sex,
No,
right,
no,
yeah.
no.
She's with Sy Ableman, and he can't like comprehend that idea. He doesn't even understand like why that's happening. Like his response to his wife saying that I want to be with this other guy is, "What did I do wrong?"
Right.
And the
And then
reality,
he goes, Sy Ableman?
right.
Like, you can't, like, him of all people.
Right, and he just can't believe the fact that this would happen to him, like despite him not doing anything. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't do anything. Like, why is this happening to me? He just can't understand that. And in real life, there's no rational way to explain something like a relationship breaking down because of no real reason, right? Like, no, sometimes there is like reason for you to like, you know, be out of a relationship, but sometimes there isn't, and there isn't any rational way to explain that. And it is interesting to think about like, why does something like that happen?
Yeah.
Why is something like that happening to you?
Yeah, what did I do to bring this upon myself?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, like even in a religious sense, like why is God mad at me? But even in a practical sense too, like literally, like why do you want to divorce me? What did I do? Like I thought things were okay, like maybe not the best, but we're living a good life. I'm about to get tenure, you know, like things seem good. I don't understand this.
Like it's a very like what's it called? Like objective way of looking at things like, hey, look, we have a house, we have 2 kids, I'm getting tenure, we're gonna have a stable job, we're gonna have good money and stuff. There's no real reason why you should divorce me. Like this works.
They've achieved the American dream, especially for like a a Jewish family in the 1960s of like, we have assimilated into American society. Like, I am, we're well off. I'm a university professor. We have 2 kids. Everything seems to be going good on that level. Like, they have achieved
On paper.
Yeah, like what it means to be successful in America. And so the idea of this kind of the American dream crumbling and the nuclear family kind of dissolving underneath him, it's very difficult for him to understand why that's happening to him when achieving it in the first place is like the immigrant ideal of like, we have made it.
No, exactly. And it's not something I don't think the wife could justify it either. Like, what's she going to say? Is she going to be like, oh, I'm falling out of love for you? Or like, I don't have this, I don't have that. None of that has real like rationale to it, Like, you can't say like, oh, it's because of A and B. And he can't say that, oh, if I fix A and B, we're going to be fine. Because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And it's that uncertainty, it's that, frustration that this movie runs on. And again, like with the whole religion thing, or like God punishing me for this and that, even though I didn't do anything, is also very interesting. And the response of like, oh, God works in mysterious ways type of thing. In fact, this is good for the ending. The entire movie, Larry doesn't do anything wrong, really. Like, he's just living, and things are just happening to him. Bad things just keep happening to him, but he's not doing anything wrong. He's going with it, and he's trying his best to figure things out. But at the very end of the movie, he finally does something that's slightly immoral for him, right? And he changes Clive's grade from a failing grade to like a C. And then a C minus, right? He does the thing that he was refraining from doing the entire movie. He was resisting that urge. He changes the grade and he accepts that money in a time of desperation. And then a tornado hits the town. And he gets sick. He gets the call from the doctor, which is like, oh, we need to discuss your results right now. And that call happens the instant he puts that C minus down. And you can say something like, oh, it's God, or you're being punished for doing this really awful thing. Or that's the way he would think about it, That's the way he would think. But he's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have taken the money. Now bad things are happening to me. But bad things have been happening to you the entire time.
But I do think at the same time, he is trying to do a good thing for this kid.
Kid deserves to fail.
Sure. But
I have no sympathy.
I think, because at this point, Larry feels like, things are actually working out. That the good is taking over the bad. That everything is going in an upwards trajectory of like, now his wife is coming back. Now he's he just found out he's got tenure, right? And that's when he changes the grade. And so I see it in my mind as him saying,
like passing the good deed onwards?
Yeah, like he wants to do a good thing.
Okay.
And then, because in Larry's mind, and this goes back to the earlier scene with Clive, where he tells him that actions always have consequences. I feel like this is the movie kind of going against what Larry is saying about how actions have consequences. That ultimately, you can think of it that you can think that every good thing you do can help you get in the good graces of God or the universe. But at the end of the day, the universe is chaotic, or God's will is preordained, however you want to think about it, with whatever religion you believe. But at the end of the day, these things are going to happen, and that his actions don't necessarily lead to these outcomes. And so when Larry changes the grade, I think this is why I think that he perceives it as a good deed, is that he thinks it's going to lead to good things, but then we see actually it doesn't, because there's no cause and effect relationship.
Right, there's no correlation between these things.
But even if you do think of it as he's like doing this immoral thing and he feels bad about it, I think you can still have that interpretation of the ending, but I feel like it's not as strong.
It is the thing of like the actions have consequences thing, and how that's not exactly the way that people think it is. So like regardless, okay, look, if you view Larry as him doing the right thing, right, of him changing the grade for like good reason, and then the tornado happens and he'd be thinking like, oh well, I thought actions have like good consequences, I thought I'm doing a good thing, but now these bad things are happening to me. And if you think the other way, it can work that way too. The point is that there's no correlation between him changing the grade and the tornado. These things happen regardless, because like you said, it's all chaos and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think either interpretation does work.
Listening to this,
guys.
I have a weird connection. Maybe it's just because I love this movie, but just hearing you guys talk about this, I realized that it makes me think of Sorry Baby. Because the ending, which, Simone, you still need to see it.
Well, you're about to spoil it for me, so here we go.
I'm not spoiling it.
I mean, I guess I'm kind of saying like the big part.
You-
of the
you
movie.
You can
say
spoil it for me. I'm not gonna watch
I
it.
knew you probably weren't gonna watch it, but like, I mean, like, you know, the whole thing about the movie is like, oh, this bad thing happens, and it's like, what do you do with this bad thing that happened to you? And like, there's really no reason that it happened to you. There's nothing you can really do, so now you just kind of have to sit with it.
Yeah.
And like the ending of the film, which is like kind of like the big, I don't know, the moment where you'd expect some type of like resolution, which like there kind of is, but there kind of isn't. It's like I'm forgetting the characters' names, but like the main character, her best friend has a kid, and like, you know, it's this like little baby, and like while her best friend is like off with like her wife, she like is like talking directly to the baby, and it's basically just saying like bad things are going to happen to you, and it's not going to be your fault, and you're just going to question why it happened to you.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you now, like, I'm sorry that you have to do that.
Sorry, baby.
Yeah, that's why it's called Sorry Baby. And it's just like a beautiful scene, and it makes me think of it because it's like, yeah, like, I mean, even like almost the movie kind of makes you feel crazy. Like you're kind of put into Larry's perspective where you're like, where, you know, it's like, oh, he has, you know, all these terrible things are happening to him. He's not getting any answers. And you're just like, what the fuck? Why is this happening?
I think the movie works because it's such a frustrating movie to watch.
Yeah.
Because, look, it is a movie. And in a movie, ideally, whatever questions are posed in a movie, you want answers by the end. But this movie doesn't give you any answers at all. It just poses the questions and just leaves you with the questions. Yeah. And it works.
No.
Because that's the
You're
movie.
saying this like that's a problem. The movie's about that.
Why? Like, it's
How
just
did you
nothing.
feel about it?
It was boring, and I did not find
You
it
didn't
funny.
find it like
anything out of
interesting
it?
that these awful things keep happening to this guy?
No.
No?
Like, there's other movies that do this. Like, I don't know. It's just boring.
Do
It
you
was
not-
a bunch
okay.
of nothing.
Do you not personally resonate with the idea of bad things happening to you or in your life for no reason, for no real rational
I mean,
reason?
sure. But, like, it's still, like,
Or like trying to make sense of things that happen when you can't really do it. Like there's nothing to make sense of.
not
Do you
to,
not
like,
think that's
an
a-
extreme...
Well, not to this extreme length. Not like, you know, like your lawyer isn't
a
gonna.
full like existential crisis.
Yeah.
But like just like on a smaller scale, you know, like.
I mean, sure, but it still wasn't enjoyable to watch. You know,
Okay,
like, it's
man.
not... Like, I'm
Sure.
sorry. It was
No,
just a bunch of nothing.
That's fine. I'm just.
And it
talking
wasn't-
about-
I also
There's so
thought...
much fun stuff happening in this
'cause-
movie. It's so funny.
What do you find funny? Genuinely? What do you find
There's
funny?
so much fun.
I
funny
did not
stuff.
I did not
Clyde
laugh
stuff
once.
is hilarious.
Do you not-
Everything with
okay.
Sy Ableman.
The
whole
one...
dream sequence with them. I fucked your wife, Larry. I seriously fucked her.
It's
That's
like these
what's going
awful,
on.
absurd
Hold
things
on.
happening, which are just funny to watch.
This is my one note. This is the one time... I don't even want to say I laughed. I exhaled. I went... You know?
Oh,
I-
man.
An hour and 27 minutes. Arthur gets shot by his two neighbors. And then, but then we find out it's a dream, so I take it back.
You take back the
No.
lie.
I will say I like the neighbors. I like when they like pull up and there's just like a dead deer on their car.
that's
I like the,
That was, you know.
when Clive's dad's talking to him and he's like, "Is this man bothering you?"
Right,
He's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"No,
Yeah.
it's fine."
It's
Yeah.
just like it's funny because
Also,
it's
the
not like
place where they live.
ridiculous. Like it makes you genuinely feel crazy. Like you're like, what the fuck is going on?
No,
Yeah.
exactly. The place where they live is so bizarre. Like it's a suburban, like,
Yeah.
and it's the same house like 8 times in a row. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that this movie, like at the end of the movie, the big decision of like changing the grade and stuff. It's because of like it's motivated by that bill that he has to pay.
Yeah.
I like movies that do this sort of thing where it's rooted in like a real like just thing, you know, like
Yeah.
paying the bill or like paying the rent. It's such a
Sure.
real like relatable thing, and which leads to this whole thing. I think that's interesting.
And I'll say the last thing I'll say about the ending is that I really like how, in theory, this is the kind of thing that would feel very pessimistic. Of like, well, the universe is just chaos and we can't control anything, and bad shit's gonna happen. So like, why even care, right? But I think there's something like almost beautiful and life affirming in the idea that you don't have all the answers, and like Clive's dad says, you have to accept the mystery, right? Like there's something good in that, of saying like you can't spiral like Larry does. that it's a cautionary tale, right? Just like the opening fable, this entire movie is a fable, right? There's a reason it takes place in the 60s. And there's a scene earlier on, like after the divorce happens, he's talking to this woman on the beach, and she's saying like, the great thing about, Jewish people is that we have a tradition of, listening to these fables of previous generations telling us the way of like, this is what they went through and this informs what we go through. And this movie is that. It's a fable that's being passed down of like, this is what happens when you question the way of the universe in such a way that it leads to this downward spiral. That ultimately you have to embrace the fact that you don't have all the answers, even like in a religious sense, but also in just like a broader metaphysical sense, that you don't have the answers, but that's not only okay, that's a good thing. It allows you the free will to move through life and not worry about like things being preordained and like, why did you do all like, why is this happening? What did you do?
Yeah, and I think this is represented also through the three rabbis. I think that your perspective on this, or your specific perspective on this, changes as you grow. Yeah. I think that's an important thing too. I think it is.
Right.
I think it is interesting that the first rabbi is all about like perspective and this kind of really like, no, I don't want to say naive, but like naive attitude towards this very simplistic attitude. And the second rabbi is like, just help other people. And then the third rabbi is like,
I love Jefferson Starship.
Right? Yeah,
Jefferson Airplane.
He loves Airplane. Yeah, he just loves that song.
And these are the members of the airplane.
That's his whole thing.
That's all he has to say.
Right, and it's
this wise rabbi that the whole movie's building towards, and all he does is talk about Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah. He quotes a lyric from their song, and he says, I'm naming the members of this band, and this is the band's name. There you go.
This is wise advice to like the kid going through the bar mitzvah.
Right, like this is the big moment because Larry's been trying to enter this kid the entire movie. He's like, I really want to see this guy. They're like, no, let's see me first.
He only talks to the young bar mitzvah kids. He gives them this wise advice as they're entering adulthood.
Right.
And all he does is talk about this band.
Exactly.
It's so good.
It's so, and then he returns the Walkman back. Yeah. It's so interesting, and I think like your perspective on that changes as you age. I think I for sure like when I used to like watch many movies and like this when I was younger. I used to have a pessimistic view on a lot of like, whatever religious aspects they would show, like A Serious Man, maybe something like a Bergman movie or like Stalker or something like that. I'd be very pessimistic about them. But then as you grow, you're like, you know what? It's not too bad. Right. It's fine. Yeah. This is just the way things are. And also, not that you mentioned it, I think I can think of 3 Coen Brothers movies which have similar endings and where things just happen sometimes. Yeah. Inside Llewyn Davis, he can't be that folk singer he wants to be. He can't be like that Bob Dylan-like figure. He just can't, and that's just the way it is.
Not because of anything that's his fault.
No, he's a great singer. He's writing great songs. You just can't do it, and that's just how it is. No Country for Old Men. Yep. These people, a guy like the main, what's his name?
Josh Brolin, or do you mean Tommy Lee Jones?
Javier Bardem, like the main guy. Right, like is in the final scene of the movie him saying something about like the presence of God and how like these people exist, like, and there's no logic to it. Is that the ending of the movie?
I thought you meant Tommy Lee Jones talking about how like basically where the title comes from of like, I just don't understand.
Right.
There's all this senseless violence and it's just incomprehensible. Sorry,
that's what I mean. He refers to the senseless violence and he says there's no logic or like there's no reason for any of it. And I just don't get it. And this movie has a similar thesis too.
And the really obvious one also is Burn After Reading, which ends with J.K. Simmons and like his like intern or whatever. They're just like, so what did we learn from this? I guess we learned not to do it again. Right. Like they learn nothing.
And that's more like comedic way of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very. All of their movies have similar things in them.
And I think also that in a way, this movie. And I got this a lot more on this most recent viewing, is that there's a lot of self-reflexivity in what they're actually saying, both in terms of what we've been talking about on like a metaphysical sense, but also about cinema.
Oh, yeah. There is, I think, a meta aspect to this movie, which I didn't know about before. And I saw people talking about it, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And when I was watching the movie, I was like, that's really... Yeah. It's this whole thing of like the storyteller or the person writing the story or making the movie being God or something like that. And I saw someone reference the specific scene with the second rabbi where, you quoted this line earlier of like, oh, God didn't tell me why, or like God didn't tell me the answer.
He didn't tell me.
Yeah, like it's not in the script. Like there's no answer to that, right. And like it just isn't in the movie. It just isn't
That's interesting. I didn't think of that at all.
And like the way to watch movies is to accept the mystery.
True.
That sometimes like And I think the Coen brothers have talked about how they hate when people overanalyze their movies and critique like every little thing and try to find all the answers. That you can't really watch movies in a way that implies it's a puzzle that you have to piece together.
Right.
Yeah.
That sometimes you just have to accept the fact that you don't know everything and you just go along with it. That you can't like go digging for what the movie means. Like it either means something to you or it doesn't. And you feel that intuitively without having to search for the meaning, which is what this movie's about. Like you can't be searching for meaning as if there's a direct cause and effect. That doesn't exist. You can't do that. Yeah, the return.
It's the return. It's just the return.
Exactly.
No,
And that's why
everything
we
is the
like this.
Yeah,
It's just Twin Peaks.
It is just genuinely. The return
God.
made me realize. The return made me realize.
I hate you.
These are like the two worst things.
Yeah.
Combined.
It's awful.
The return made me realize that I love a good like meta reading of any movie or
Yeah.
anything, and I love that aspect of it because the return is meta in so many ways. In so many
Never
ways.
watching that.
Well,
Just playing on our phone.
I'm listening though.
What else do you have to say about the movie,
Yeah.
Avery?
Like what?
There's nothing to say about
Nothing
this movie.
at
Okay,
all.
like.
I
What,
think we should.
You
what did
love
you
Sy
get out of
Ableman.
like we talked about this movie for like 30 minutes now.
Yeah.
What did you get anything out of that?
That it's all about perspective, and there's no concrete answer.
Do
It's
you
all
not
about interpretation.
do you not think like the whole like no answer thing and like the Schrodinger's cat thing, the cat being alive and dead at the same time, is interesting?
It's interesting. I don't like it. If I watch a movie, I just want a story to be told with
But I think
like.
there is still a story to be
There
told.
isn't.
It's a story about a man being
You
cut
see,
by Sy
I'm
Ableman.
really-
It's a really gripping story.
I'm not surprised that Avery doesn't like this.
I'm not
because
surprised
It
at all.
almost feels like the kind of like uncut
Man.
gems type thing.
Well,
Where it's
yes.
like the way that the movie makes you feel is kind of the point of the movie because it's not pleasant. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
funny, but like even I
That's
like
true.
after like half an hour, like 45 minutes of this, I'm like, this is so
I will-
tedious.
I will say I
Like,
do get
I
that
just-
feeling from the
yeah.
movie. I think it does get slightly repetitive in the things it's doing.
Yeah, but
but
I
I
mean
love
that's
that
the
about
point.
it.
Interesting
Yeah.
that you say that. I didn't get as much hatred watching this movie as I did those movies. It was just boredom.
Really?
That's what I felt.
Hmm.
It was like a boredom
I just
headache
don't think
versus
this
like.
is a boring movie at all.
I mean,
And we're different
I can
people,
see, I can
Alex.
see why though, because it does really kind of like circle around the same point again and again, right?
Yeah,
It's
does.
like it's like
It's a movie that
it's
tells you
just
what it's about from the very
Yeah.
beginning, and then
It's
it's just
like
about proving
a
it.
constant, like if you were to put this on like I don't know, like a plot diagram, it's like a constant rising action that doesn't even rise.
Yeah.
It's like you go up like a little spike and then
I
go back
need
down.
my structure.
It's like a little like
in my-
it's a loop. It's just a loop where there's like a conflict and absolutely no resolution
Yeah.
over and over and
I
over
think
again.
Yeah.
the
It's
Coen
just
brothers,
nothing.
with the exception of like Raising Arizona and I don't know, Big Lebowski, whatever, they have this really cold like vibe to all of their movies.
Yeah.
And you could read it as cynical if you want, but like it's just cold. It's very deadpan. You
Even
know?
their comedies, like Burn After Reading, the whole point is that nothing happens and no one learns anything.
Exactly. It's such
It's
a
so
cold
fun.
movie. It's a lot of fun, but I fully understand if somebody doesn't emotionally resonate with these movies or doesn't get it or thinks that they're
Yeah.
just pointless movies. I get that.
Thanks. I'm glad you appreciate
Like I think
my
in Inside
opinion.
Llewyn Davis, like really, if you watch the start and the end of the movie, nothing happens. He ends up at the same place as he was, and
Cool. Won't be watching that one then.
Is there a Coen Brothers movie she'd like?
Big
Paris
Lebowski.
Je t'aime. I like that
Fargo.
one.
Fargo.
I would watch True
Fargo's
Grit.
a plot. I think that's
just
rising
for-
action.
Fargo is a real movie.
I
yeah.
would watch True Grit for Harry.
I don't think
Haley
you'll even like True
Steinfeld.
Grit. I genuinely don't think you'll like
Steinfeld.
it.
Is the Odyssey like a real movie?
I don't care
Anyways.
for Old Brother Where Art
No.
Thou.
Final ratings, people.
I gave this an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It would definitely gets like really tedious and like that's the point. But it's like at a certain point I'm like, oh my god. Because it's like I feel like once you kind of like it's kind of like a double-edged sword where it's like once you get what they're like implying, it's like, okay, I get it. But then it just keeps going and you're like, okay, they're really like hammering it in. But
I
at the
think I
same
get
time,
that.
it's also
That's a
like
fair
you
concern.
watch it and you're like, oh, okay, I get why this is happening. So it's like a double
I
thing.
get that, I think in this case, that's one of the things I love about the movie.
That's
I love
fair.
that the entire point of the movie is told to you in 5 minutes, and then the rest of the movie is you're just watching him experience this.
Yeah.
Because there's sort of like a dramatic irony element to it too, where you know that what Larry is doing is destructive, that he's not going about things the right way, and you're just watching him fail to learn this lesson constantly. And I like that about it. And
That's
it helps
fair.
that it's short. If this was any longer,
Oh my god!
Oh
If this
God,
was
yeah.
a 3-hour movie,
That'd be a
I
lot
would
of fun.
actually kill you.
Yeah.
like I think it
I would
breezes
actually
by.
quit the podcast.
So the fact that it does this, I think, is fine because it's only an hour and a half.
Thank God.
I
I will.
lo-
I'll give it that. You know what? I'll give you that. I'm glad it's only an hour and a half.
I
That's a
I love
positive.
a movie about a guy having the worst time of his life. That's one of my
I
favorite
know.
genres. I love
Yeah, exactly.
I love A Serious Man. I love After Hours. I love
Marty
Marty Supreme,
Supreme.
Uncut Gems,
Yeah.
whatever other movie falls into this genre. And
That is true. I never thought about it, but it is.
they're
yeah,
all
it's
just
nice
the
to have.
guy
yeah.
having the worst time of his life.
Huh.
I made that comparison.
If
was
I had
like,
thought of that, I might have realized maybe she wouldn't like this movie.
Yeah.
You don't like people suffering for like an hour? You don't like that? You don't think it's funny?
Nah.
You're right. This is just Marty Supreme.
It's literally
Like
Marty
that.
Supreme.
Fuck.
But-
With that
yeah.
being said, I do like this movie a lot. I think when I first watched it, I gave it like a 7 or something. But that was a really like random rating because I had no idea what I like got from the movie. I get a lot out of this movie, but I do share the same critique as Sam in where like I think the movie hammers down that point a lot of times. And I get Alex, you liking that aspect of the movie. I think it does that a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And so I'm in between like an 8 and a 9, but I'll give it like an 8 or maybe
Okay.
8.5 type thing.
That's fair. I gave it a 9 when I saw it the first time, and then on this rewatch, I gave it a 10.
Whoa.
God.
It's so
God.
burned into my brain. Like every scene is so.
Now I
man.
feel like this is gonna be like the biggest disparity.
Alex
Look
may
at the
kill
parking
me.
lot, Larry.
Yeah.
Just look
You
at-
didn't like any
God,
lines
look
from
at
the
that
movie?
parking
There's so
lot.
many one-liners in the movie. Any
I
scenes
can't
that stood
even
out?
think of a one.
What about the
right
scene
now.
where he gets high at his bar mitzvah? What about that?
That's a good scene.
Eh.
Any scene that stood out?
I liked when his brother gets shot. I love the neighbors. The father-son
Oh my
neighbors.
God.
They made, the movie for
But
me.
when he's talking to the lawyer about his children, he's like, my son, he has his bar mitzvah coming up. My daughter, well, she's got she washes her hair. She's very busy.
Oh, all right,
Yeah.
Avery.
Oh man.
To compare to Marty Supreme and Uncut Gems.
Wait, hold on. Alex, oh, you give it a 10. Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah. Those are movies that even though I don't really like them that much, but at least I can grab on to the plot of the movie and I can go, okay,
What
here's...
do you mean?
What? This is a
Wait,
bunch of
let her finish,
nothing.
let her
This
finish.
is a
Go
bunch
on.
like
Of
anticipating. I'm
nothing.
like,
Go on, go
at
on.
least I understand the plot and I get, even though I don't
Go on.
like the movies,
Do it.
I
Avery.
have this as a 2 out of 10.
Oh my
I
god.
would rather
the
watch
hell,
Marty
man?
Supreme or
I'll
Uncut
take
Gems.
that. There we go.
Oh my
I would
god.
rather watch Eraserhead.
Okay,
Fuck
that's
you.
That was
man.
also a 3 out of
You
10.
would watch Eraserhead over this?
At least,
the
What do you
lowest
get out of
score
the
you've
plot of
given?
Eraserhead?
at least I can say, okay, it's like a father, coming to terms of, oh, he's a father.
What do you think
or
this
something.
movie's about?
Nothing. It's a bunch of nothing.
What do you mean? So much
I
happens.
understand. Oh, it's about your interpretation, but I'm like, okay, cool. So it's
No,
a
but like
bunch
on a
of
plot
nothing.
level, do you not think he goes through things like the Clive thing and then,
It's
with
a
his-
bunch of stuff
It's
happens
a
to
man
him.
coming to terms with his divorce and trying to figure out why this is happening. And he's going through
I
like
would
a
rather
religious
watch
crisis.
Marty. If I wanted to watch a downward spiral, I would rather watch Marty Supreme.
That's
over
crazy.
this.
Timothy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Alex.
No, you're not.
Is
I'm
this
not-
like, is this
I'm
like
not
your
even-
lowest?
The Godfather
Rated?
Part 2.
Oh,
What?
what did you rate that?
But they both had a 2 out of 10.
What
Okay.
the fuck? You gave The Godfather Part 2 2 out of 10?
Yeah, that's a bunch of
Remember?
nothing.
She was like, I don't understand what was going
Nothing.
on.
What? Explain to me the plot of that movie.
I could. I don't know. I'm not going to do that, but I could. What do you mean nothing happened?
You didn't remember this?
I
Just
like
saying
movies
nothing.
where I understand the plot.
I will take it
That's-
as a compliment that she puts this movie in the same tier as Godfather 2.
To say that there's no plot in The
I can
Godfather Part
explain
2?
to you the veto shit.
The problem with
Any
The
of the
Godfather Part 2,
Michael-
if anything, is that there's too much plot. That's maybe the problem with that movie.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I
whatever.
don't understand thinking that about this movie. It's such a simple movie. Like, it's pretty clear
It's
what happens.
Too simple. It's just boring.
Oh my
It's
God.
just, it's literally
I get why you
a
don't like
bunch
this
of
movie.
nothing.
I get why you don't like this movie.
I'm sorry, Alex.
But Sy Ableman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I fucked your wife, Larry.
I guess okay. This
I
isn't
seriously
your like
fucked her.
sense of humor, like this deadpan kind
This
of.
isn't. That's why I kept on
What
saying
about when
we
he's
have
like-
different senses
What
of
about
humor.
when he's like, he writes the equation, then it cuts to the wide shot, and then there's all the shit on the wall, and then he's like, you know, the uncertainty principle.
I like-
It proves that we can never really know what's going on, but even though we can't figure anything out, you will be responsible for it on the midterm.
That's the movie.
Yeah, I like
It's
how
such
he
a funny
stands.
line. It's so funny.
You don't think
You
that's
will be
the
responsible
movie?
for it on the midterm.
I don't care.
That's such
I
a
don't
funny
care.
line.
But okay, are you not intrigued by that idea though? Of like not knowing something, but you will be tested on it on the midterm. Like it's like this
No.
unfair. No.
No, just
I
don't
didn't
take
think
it.
it was
I guess it
funny when
just
all this
didn't
Don't take
resonate.
it
It's
as
not
Physics.
about physics. It's about life. Like you don't know these things,
I
but
guess
you're
it
tested
just
on them all
didn't
the time.
resonate. And honestly, yeah, like I feel like this is the type of movie that if you kind of don't really I'm sorry, Alex. If you don't really resonate with it, I can see why you
I
wouldn't.
fully
It's
get why
like
you
it.
gave it a low rating.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like I feel like if that concept isn't intriguing to you, then like that's basically the entirety of the movie.
It's just a bunch of nothing. None of the characters are likable. I literally want to shoot every character.
Who cares? Who cares if they're likable?
I care.
You think
I
Marty
think
Supreme
we've
is
learned.
likable?
I would rather watch Marty Supreme than some like 12-year-old
You
be
didn't
like,
think
Dad.
Larry's gay brother was likable?
Larry's gay. Arthur?
Yeah.
What does he even do? He just goes like, I'm a gambler.
He's writing a book.
And then he gets
He's always
shot.
in the bathroom.
He's always in the bathroom.
He's
just
That's
a
menace.
true. He takes shits and goes gambling.
You think Marty Supreme's likable?
At least with Marty Supreme, it's like more. It's like an actual character that like you see. Like
Larry's
there's
an
that-
actual character. He has so much depth.
He's just a guy. He's just a serious man.
Aren't we all just guys?
I'm the best.
Just
You
a
don't
bunch
see-
of dudes.
Do you not see yourself?
Just
in
a bunch of
serious man?
guys.
You don't see yourself in this movie.
Just a bunch of dudes.
I wish.
No.
No.
What would you do if you got cucked by Sy Ableman? Would
Okay,
you go through
man.
what Larry goes through?
What would you
Would-
do? That's a good
If your
question.
wife was like, I'm leaving you for Sy Ableman.
Yeah. Imagine
That's her loss. Have you seen Sy Ableman?
Imagine
What do you
come
mean
home
Sy
one
Ableman's
day.
the sex appeal in this movie?
Get Taylor Lautner. Get
What the hell,
someone.
man?
He's bald.
It's Sy
He's literally
Ableman.
like balding.
Imagine you come home when your partner says, I'm at Sy Ableman. What do you do?
I would
What is
call-
your reaction to that?
My first reaction would be like, hold on, I need to call 2 people right now. They're gonna find this hilarious.
Sy
Oh my God.
Ableman's so sexy, though.
No.
I understand.
Sy
Okay,
Ableman's
man.
so...
He has such a smooth voice.
I didn't review this movie yet. I will. I was gonna just say this is an unwatchable movie. It's such an unwatchable movie.
The whole scene of him
is.
confronting Larry at his house, he's like backed against the wall and he's just hovering
With the
over
wine
top
bottle,
of him.
and then he hugs him.
Oh
And
my
it keeps
God.
cutting to Larry, like looking so awkward, just like pressed
God.
against the wall.
No, I love the dream sequence. Smashing.
I fucked your wife, Larry. I seriously fucked her. That's what's going on.
No.
Oh
I'm a
my
serious man, Larry. It's so good.
That is more entertaining than the movie. Your delivery of that.
Man.
Anyways.
Even if you think Sy
Anyways.
Ableman's like unattractive and stuff, I think that makes it even more interesting.
Sy Ableman?
Like of all people, that guy. Seriously,
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Like, really? You left me for Sy
Alright.
Esther
Ableman?
is barely cold.
She's really cool. She's been dead for 3 years.
Oh my God.
You don't find any of this funny?
No.
Man, sorry this wasn't
Wow.
Scary Movie 6.
Now that's a
Sorry.
good
Oh,
comment.
that was funny.
Anyways, alright.
We
On
got-
to VelociPastor. VelociPastor, I'll introduce this. So this is this is a pick that was on, we kind of have a document of like
It's a very good
movies
document.
that we could,
It has
you
a
know,
poster of Flushed Away.
it does.
At the top of the document.
And this was one of the movies that was like lower on the list. But then my friend Ian, shout out Ian. I should say,
Oh,
the first-
wait, this is recommended. This is suggested by Ian.
yeah,
That is
we
true.
I watched this over a year ago for Ian's birthday.
Happy birthday.
2 months after his birthday.
Happy birthday.
But, shout out Ian. But no,
He's a big boy now.
he's a big
How
boy
old is
now.
Ian now?
Like
He's
7.
Yeah, he's 7 years
All
old
your
now.
other friends.
Like, yeah. Once they're over 15, I cut them off.
That's awful.
God.
But yeah, me, my friend Caitlin, and Ian, we all watched this movie. It was a fun Did you guys watch this with people or alone? Can I ask this?
I watched it alone.
You watched it alone?
I watched the first half of it together, and then
Okay, I do think that affects
one of the
your
best
thing.
reviews of this movie I saw is I think this would be a really fun movie to watch with your friends. Unfortunately, I don't have any, so I hate this.
There we go. That about sums up what I was gonna say. But no, VelociPastor is in. It's one of those movies that are just. It's so bad that it's good. You know. It's just a fun watch with friends. You can make fun of it.
I think there's a difference between a bad movie and VelociPastor.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you?
I feel like there's a difference between a so bad it's good movie and VelociPastor.
VelociPastor, I wouldn't call VelociPastor a bad movie.
Oh, so it's gonna be a positive rating?
I wouldn't say that either.
It's hard to rate because it feels like a movie that's very self-aware of the fact that it's not. That it's goofy. It's
How
a
do we
meme.
sum
It's
up the
goofy.
plot? Like, what's the plot? Like, I don't even know.
Basically, so there's this pastor. I forget his name. It's
VelociPastor.
it's a stupid name. It's like Doug. That's
Doug,
it.
yes.
His name is Doug.
What a stupid name.
Doug Jones. Dougie Jones.
Dougie Jones!
Oh my
god. Wait, I love
Don't
this movie
say
now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I love
Killing you
Dougie
both.
Jones.
Ouch, sorry. My lips cramping, sorry.
Hello.
Okay.
Dougie Jones.
It's okay.
Cherry pie.
Jake give two
So-
rides.
She'd give 2 rides.
Okay. So basically, there's
Always Twin Peaks. I think you.
I want to
so
ask you.
similar to
You know,
Twin
we
Peaks.
quote Twin Peaks, we say different things. Does it not interest you? Like, how can all of these things be one show?
I turn off that side of my brain
Oh my
where
God.
you process things. I just go, oh, they're talking Twin Peaks again.
Oh,
So-
man.
VelociPastor. There is this pastor, Doug,
Yeah.
and how does he even in like his dream or something? He's like in China.
No,
and
this
he
is real
finds-
life. No, it's not even a dream.
Ambush
But
by
he just
ninjas.
wakes up.
No, yeah, well, 'cause
No, it happens.
Oh, he's
in
like
real life.
remembering.
no, you're
it.
forgetting the main thing that happens.
What?
He walks out of the
Oh, right.
church.
VFX
and
car on fire.
Oh, right, yeah.
His parents die
Yeah.
by
No.
VFX car on fire.
Which is beautiful.
And then he's like to the pastor, what's his name? The other guy,
Yeah.
the higher up
The
guy.
old guy.
He's like, what do I do? This happened so suddenly.
Yeah. And then the other
you need-
guy's like, so your parents died. That's what parents do.
That's true. That's the
And you-
one thing parents are always
Yeah.
expected to do.
And you need to go where God isn't. So then they go to China.
The godforsaken land.
And then he
He
goes
finds this like, is it like a tooth or something?
Yeah.
It's like a little.
No, it's the Asian lady's running from all the ninjas.
Oh, she gets shot.
Yeah.
She gets shot. She
Right,
has
and
the,
she has
the
a little.
tooth. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll let you continue.
And then he just like has that.
Cuts
But-
him.
Right, yeah.
And
Cuts
it
his
bleeds
hand
into him.
and it bleeds into him. And then how does he like he's out in the woods or something and like sees some guy.
He
Or no,
passes
right.
out, then he like wakes up. I'm
Yeah, but it's like there's the what's her name? The
Carol?
girl. Carol. Isn't they're like the guy who's like I don't know. There was some guy who was in the woods and then he like kills him without realizing.
Yes.
And then
that's
he wakes
a little
up
further.
He wakes up in Carol's room and Carol's like, dude, you like turned into a dinosaur and like killed this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
He's like, I love
Yeah.
the shot where they zoom in on his face of his reaction of no, and it blurs and goes back into focus. Did you guys see that?
Right.
It's great. This is a
God.
well shot movie.
And
It
like
is
he,
beautiful cinematography.
Carol's
Carol.
like, oh my god, you know, we could use this for good. You could kill all of the like evil people who like, you know, aren't going to change just by like faith and stuff.
there.
Yeah. And he's like,
Stick a dinosaur
oh,
on
I
them.
don't know. But then he goes back to like the church and like some guy is giving like a confession, and he confessed.
It's
he confesses to like killing
the
a man or
merman.
something.
What's his name?
Right? Yeah.
Hold on.
What's his
Frankie
name?
Mermaid.
Frankie Mermaid,
Mermaid,
because he swims in bitches.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Frankie Mermaid. And he like admits to like killing some guy or something, and so Pastor Doug gets real angry and then turns into a dinosaur and kills him. And then goes back to Carol and is like, uh-oh, I just killed a guy. Oopsies. But maybe we can figure this out. Cue montage of them having like a romance and stuff. There are a lot of montages in this that are like music videos. Like they're so strangely
good,
edited.
isn't it?
And like there's this is a bit later, but there's like a sex scene which like is edited as if it's like a music video.
Right.
And it's like all of these different effects. There's like little like random shots that are going in frame of like them like looking at each other, like taking their clothes off. And it's like for a movie that literally has the word pastor in the title, the fact that there's like a sex scene that is so like randomly edited is so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they start like killing people and stuff, but then one day his like other pastor friend is like, I'm worried about you.
Father Stewart. Father
Stewart. He's like, I'm worried about you. And then Doug is like, oh, so I'm going to tell you everything. And then Father Stewart's like, what the fuck? I'm going to, get like an exorcist to like, perform an exorcism on you.
Yeah.
And then while they're like performing the exorcism, he turns into a dinosaur again and then kills, or he doesn't kill
He
him.
doesn't kill Father Stewart.
No.
He kills the other guy.
Yeah. And then...
I love Father Stewart.
Father Stewart's
The
great.
tragic backstory.
And then he like goes to China or something.
I don't know how he even got back to China.
He
I'm gonna
gets
be
back
so
to China and then he
honest.
kills those people.
Yeah.
Well, you forget the big reveal. So in China, there's like all the ninjas and stuff, and they're trying to drug the entire civilization
Right.
with cocaine. They're getting everyone addicted to like this new strand of cocaine. And when they take it away, people are going to be like, what do we do? And then they're going to be like, trust in religion. This is how we achieve global domination, which is beautiful. And also, we find out the big reveal. One of the ninjas is Doug's brother.
Right.
And that adds nothing to the story.
And then he rips off somebody's head. And
Yeah.
It's this beautiful shot, and it's a freeze frame. And then we see a quote pull up on the screen, and then it's from Gandhi. I thought that was a great bit. I thought that was really good. And then that happens, and then he's in the hospital.
And
then
Carol's okay.
Carol's
She's
been
fine.
killed. Yeah, she's
Well,
fine.
she's fine.
She's fine.
And then
then
that's
they
it.
live happily ever after.
Yeah.
it's so like, honestly, I'm like, how...
It's beautiful.
When I think
isn't
back
it?
on it, I'm like, how the hell did we go from like point A to like all of these different? How are they going
Magic
from
of
back
cinema.
and forth from China like so many times?
Magic of cinema.
It's just
Yeah, I think you guys
Dinosaurs
nailed it.
do
That
It's-
the two words I would use to describe this movie are "and then." Like,
Yeah.
it's just a series of
like
things happening.
No, I genuinely think the way that they made this is like kind of like improv rules. Like yes, and
Yeah, exactly.
he's like, oh, there's a pastor who turns into a dinosaur. Yes, and
he got hunted by a bunch of ninjas
yeah,
in the woods
it's
in
like,
China.
it's like so, and so they
It's
just
so
like
good.
do these ideas, and they're like, well, I guess this is the story we're making. And it's so goofy, but it's like
It's a
Yes,
good
and
goofy.
Father Stewart fought in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, and like his wife just like explodes in front of him.
He steps out of mine and blows
He
up
was
2
in
feet from
Vietnam.
him.
Oh my god.
And his wartime buddy also just gets shot in the head right next to him. Everyone's dying 2 feet next to him.
Yeah.
God, the horrors of war.
He's getting blood splattered all over him.
And then his friend's like, I don't think we can save her.
I think
She's
she's a
too
little
far
beyond
gone.
saving.
Oh my god.
It's so
God.
good.
Well, she's just a puddle of guts and blood on the ground.
I don't know how to like categorize this movie. Or,
It's
like,
something you've never seen before.
I have never
true.
seen anything like this. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
God,
Like,
this is great. I'm glad that I get to
Yeah.
educate you on
I mean,
this.
I'm not like I can't. I have no critique of this. Like, it's
Perfect 10 out of 10.
What can I say?
Yeah,
Lawless
it's
movie.
hard
What can I
to
say?
rank because it honestly
It's
does
so
feel
self-aware. It's a bit. It's like
Yeah.
just one long bit. And like I
It's great. It's amazing. This is my sense of humor, Alex.
Yeah,
Like
I see.
with what you had just
I
said.
get it.
With what you had just said, Alex, about the like and then of this kind of movie, like honestly, this does really just feel like a very long like improv skit.
Yeah.
Where it's like it doesn't feel like they had any idea where they were going, and so they just kind of went and
Yeah.
it turned into something, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, we're starting with this, we have to end somewhere with some sort of resolution, so let's like make up the story and like just figure it out as we go. And like
But
it does
worked.
have a little like goofy charm with that, because it's like, how the fuck did they even like think of all of these things?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because of course the next, you know, possible thing when it comes to a pastor who is turning into a dinosaur is to have ninjas. Like it's like just a random like thing that is just thrown in there, and it's just so goofy and so strange, and it's honestly just like it's just a movie that you watch and you're like, how the fuck did they even like think of this? Like it's like, why, who thought of this and we're like, yeah, let's do it, you know?
It's a great work of art.
Religion.
It is.
A pastor turning into a dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
It does say a lot about religion.
There's something there.
Yeah. There's a line where Carol goes, "I don't know much about religion," and then Doug goes, "I don't know much about dinosaurs." That's
There are so many
beautiful.
good lines in this that are so funny.
There are.
It's so silly.
It's
But yeah,
great.
it makes it very difficult to like rank it
Actually,
like
that's
properly.
fair though. Like,
Like
it's either a 0 or a 10.
Yeah, no, like I'm gonna be honest, I don't
I
have
agree.
a rating for that. Well, yeah, you're saying
I do have a rating for it.
what is your basis for this rating? Like, how are you rating this
Okay.
movie?
So here's the thing, okay? I went into this movie expecting it to be a so bad it's good movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it is. When you watch a so bad it's good movie, the pleasure you get from it is from the sense that you're watching an incompetently made movie that is literally so bad that it's enjoyable to watch in a mocking sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's not what this movie is.
No.
You can either say it's a good movie that successfully does what it sets out to do, or, you know, personally you didn't like its sense of humor, so you think it's bad. It's one of those two. I don't think you can call it a so bad it's good movie. And so because of that, I feel like I can judge it on the basis of what it is. Right?
It's a spoof.
true.
It's a parody. It's
Yeah.
like it's like that
Yeah.
type of
Exactly. So it's not a so bad it's good. Like a so bad it's good movie is a 0 or a 10. But this, I feel like you can plot it on a 10.
I
Yeah,
get what you're
that's fair.
saying. It's still in the same
But
category.
like, how
for
can
me.
you
No,
like
I get that.
rate this in comparison to something like A Serious Man, which is
Right, like, but it's not like, how can you rate like a superhero movie compared
no,
to
but
any of
those are
that?
like genuine attempts at making a meaningful movie. This isn't.
So is this.
No, it's
Well,
an
not
unserious.
It
meaningful,
is,
but
but it's like goofy.
It's
It's
an
an
attempt-
unserious
yeah.
movie.
No,
Yeah.
it is, but it's an attempt at doing something, right?
Yeah,
and it achieves
that's fair.
that, right? It sets out to have a certain style and tone and sense of humor to it, and it achieves all of those things. And that's different from a movie like The Room or Birdemic,
Right.
or like Shark Exorcist, or these movies.
Birdemic is great.
Yeah,
by the way.
Samurai Cop, all these movies that try to be real movies. Like Samurai Cop, for example, is trying to be just a fun action movie about like this cop that's also a samurai. Like it's goofy, but it thinks of itself as being like a Lethal Weapon type thing. But in reality, you watch it and it's incompetent. Like the guy's wig keeps falling off, and like the lines make no sense. Like it is a so bad it's good movie because it's not funny intentionally. It's funny because it's incompetent. But this movie isn't incompetent. They know what they're doing. There's
They
not a
do.
single incompetent choice in this
No,
movie.
it's actually surprisingly well like done for what it is. I think.
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
the practical effects, like the blood and the guts, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, like when they want to have a realistic blood splatter, like it looks fine. The dinosaur looks stupid, but it knows it's stupid.
It's a hunchback dinosaur.
Exactly.
Look at that.
Yeah, like you can't look at that and say like, oh, that's like I can't believe they had such bad effects.
Yeah.
Like that's the intent.
Yeah, I love
they
when he
wanted
just
to
has
do that.
dinosaur gloves and you can see the gloves and
Yeah.
the tags
Yeah.
and stuff. It's so good.
But like, I get what you're saying, but like, let's say I watch this movie and this is exactly my sense of humor. I can't imagine giving this like 5 stars And then
Well, I'm
like,
not gonna give it that high.
Yeah. No, I think like it's kind of like when you evaluate these types of like movies, I think it's really like first it's about what the movie is trying to do and how much interest you have in that thing or how much you enjoy that topic in the first place and how it's explored in a movie and then how effectively it does that, right? So it's like if you're like, oh, it's trying to do something that's a bit more comedic and stuff, but you don't really score that super high on like, I don't know, you're like the types of movies that you enjoy, maybe it wouldn't be that high. But I feel like you can kind of get a range from that. Like if a movie is covering like a topic that really interests you, then that might be in the higher scale, and then it's whether they did that effectively that also applies
so
to
a movie
it.
like this, if you're rating it, could it ever be like a 5-star movie?
If you
A movie like this can.
Like
I don't think this is the best movie of its type that I've seen, but I think in theory a movie like this could. I mean, even like it's not low budget in this way, but even a movie like Walk Hard, for example, is an unknowingly stupid movie that follows all of these cliches and tropes. And if you look at it on the surface level, you would say, oh, it's so bad. Like, it's such a dumb movie and the dialogue is terrible. But it's knowing about it. Like, it's doing that intentionally, and it's succeeding in a way that you can watch the movie and say, I get the intent, and it works. Like, it works for what it's doing. Because Walk Hard, I would give, like, a 9 out of 10. That's, like, the peak of this type of movie.
Look, okay, so the intent of that movie is, like, mocking these biopics, right? What exactly is the intent of this movie, of it being made the way it is?
It's mocking low-budget mockbusters, like Asylum movies, who make all of these, like, cheap cash-in movies that follow trends. So movies like Shark Exorcist. There's so many terrible low-budget movies about sharks and about exorcism. It's making fun of the aesthetic of these low-budget, cheap cash-in mockbusters.
Would you say that this movie is similar to Scary Movie because they're making fun of movies? Like they're parodying actual movies? Would it be more in a category like that or more in a category of like Sharknado and stuff?
I can see the Scary Movie comparison.
This
The difference is that Scary Movie is just
There's a
unfunny
lot
and bad.
of nuance to this because a Scary Movie on the surface wouldn't fall in the same category as VelociPastor. But if you're looking into it deeper, like Alex has been talking about it, I guess it is kind of similar. Like it's mocking these movies.
It's like Breaking Wind.
They're just a bunch of like bits put together mocking these movies, mocking these tropes.
It is similar, yeah. I'll give you that. It's more similar to Scary Movie than it is to like actual like low budget mockbuster movies like Birdemic that try to play it straight. Like it's clearly a spoof, and you have to think about it in terms of a spoof. Right, and you compare it to other spoof movies rather than other low-budget mockbusters. That's the category you have to place it in because that's what it is. It's not a movie like Birdemic. It's a movie like, Scary Movie or Walk Hard or these kinds of things.
I do wonder, like, how many of these like bad movies are like genuine attempts at making a movie. Like when I think of The Room, that is a genuine attempt at making a real movie, but it's so bad it's good. But like when I think of something like Birdemic,
that is genuine. Like he thinks he's making like obviously he thinks it's
such an
low budget.
incompetent movie that he must know that this is bullshit.
No,
and
but
that's
there's a clear environmentalist message. Like he thinks he's making like a fun, low budget kind of action movie with a heart. Right?
Okay.
That's what he thinks he's making. But in reality, it's incompetent and just stupid. Right? That's different from this.
Mm-hmm.
But like that also means that like my rating isn't as high because with those kinds of movies, you're right, it's like a 0 or a 10.
Yeah.
With this movie, because I'm comparing it to other spoof movies, it's not as good as some of the best spoof movies.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's still really good.
I think this is one of the other when the higher up bad, good spoof, whatever category you want to say. Like this is one of the better ones because it's funny.
That's fair.
Yeah, and it's a fun to watch with people.
I think it's a very interesting category of movies that I don't really watch that many spoof movies.
Oh, I'll give you a list.
But
Scary Movie 1 through 6. That's the whole list.
I think Breaking Wind, now that you've seen Twilight, is very good. That one's really good.
Just watch Walk Hard. You'd love that movie.
Walk Hard, but that's like a real movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, that's not the same as VelociPastor, is what I mean.
I mean, the budget's different, but it's the same type of movie.
Similar vibe.
I get what you're saying on like a more like thematic or like what it represents level, but it's aesthetically it's different, and it's just not like.
Well, because they're parodying different things. Like, this isn't parodying the same type of thing as Walk Hard. Like, I don't think you can make Walk Hard for this type of, in this way, because the whole point is you're parodying these big studio musical movies.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Like, if you're gonna do a parody of low-budget mockbusters, it has to adopt that aesthetic.
It has to look like that.
Yeah. It's like a student film versus a feature film, aesthetic-wise, because this feels more homemade and, like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. But I think even if you made VelociPastor with a big budget, like, Hollywood production, it would still look like this, because this is the aesthetic that you're mocking.
Yeah.
So it has to look like that.
Yeah, you can't have like real Jurassic Park looking like
exactly.
dinosaurs.
It has to be a guy in a like hunchback dinosaur.
Yes,
it has to be.
Also, I will say, I know it's a bit, but I think the concept of a VelociPastor is quite interesting. I will say it. I think that's true. I think
this is very true.
I think there is some layer there. I'm not even gonna try and get into it, but
no, you should get into it.
No, I'm good. But I think there is a layer there. I think there is something interesting to be said about that. With all of that being said, I can't think of a rating to give this movie.
That's
I really
fair.
can't.
Before we get into ratings, can I just say one thing that one of my favorite like parts of this movie. You know how at the beginning they have like the flashbacks of the parents and they're just like laughing at the table, and then the big reveal of like, oh, he's the brother, and he's just like depressingly standing there while they're all laughing.
I love you, my only son.
My only son, and he's just in the trunk of the car. That's so funny. That's so good.
It is a pretty funny.
It reminds me, one of the other things I like is there's the bit of them in the car, like him with his parents, and like the background is all white. Right? You know what that's a reference to?
No.
That's a reference to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Is it?
Because there's a dream sequence of him and like Uncle Ben after he dies in a car talking, and the background is all white like that.
That's funny. I'm glad you picked that up.
I like that.
I like when he.
We're gonna do Spider-Man
with the prequels.
I like when he says, "Time to go to priest college." That's good.
Sam, did you find this movie funnier than A Serious Man?
Funnier?
Oh my god, wait, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Be honest,
I think I laughed more at VelociPastor.
Let's go!
I'm sorry, Alex.
Okay.
Like, there were some funny moments in A Serious Man, but I think mostly I was just like, oh my god.
It's
they're really just going in.
They're
just...
Did you laugh more at this or A Serious Man?
I laughed more. I think I'm more at A Serious Man.
Oh.
I think A Serious Man is one of my favorite comedies.
I don't, like... I think this is funny. I think if I was watching this with, like, a large group of people, maybe I'd laugh at this more. Yeah. I don't generally laugh out loud to, like... I find them fun. I think it's fun. I think I think VFX Corn Part, that was funny.
That was funny.
I don't generally laugh out loud, so I laugh at, like, I think stupid stuff like Clive is pretty funny. I think that was pretty funny.
I like a more deadpan sense of
I like the deadpan stuff. I think I genuinely like Clive, you know, him saying like, hey man, you need to understand the mathematics or physics, and Clive saying that's very difficult. I think that's so funny.
That's true. The scenes with Clive are really funny.
Because his response is like, that's very difficult. It's very troubling, you know?
Yeah.
That's fair.
And he says, I haven't lost anything. I know where everything is.
Right.
It's so good.
Stupid and deadpan. I think it's very funny.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I fucked your wife, Larry. That's funnier than anything in this.
Oh my god.
It's, again, we made this comparison earlier. It's the same humor that The Return has. Maybe that's part of it too.
Cherry pie.
Every time.
Cherry pie. Cherry pie.
Cherry pie. It's so good.
Oh my god. Yeah. Ratings?
My rating for this is dinosaur out of 10.
Well,
that's fair.
A dinosaur out of 10.
I honestly have, like,
it's hard to rate.
If I were to rate this, I feel like it would probably be...
Did you enjoy it? Did you, like, come out of it positive?
I mean, sure.
Feeling?
Yeah.
So, I could say a 6.
I think I would probably, if I had to rate it, I would probably give it around, like, a 5. Like, 5.
Okay, that's fine. That's like
around maybe a 4. Like, it was, like, I enjoyed it for what it was, but what it was doesn't mean too much to me, you know?
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
That's kind of like how it is. Like I feel like it would have been more fun if like I had watched the whole thing with like a big group of friends. I feel like that is the type of you know audience you should watch it with.
Yes.
But I still had a good time. But honestly, like, it is difficult to rate it. But yeah, probably like a
that's fair.
4.5-ish, 4.5, something like that. I don't know.
I mean, I also can't really rate this. This is like a 10 or a 0. Dinosaur out of 10 as well. But I do like it. Like, it's a fun watch. Like, it's positive more than negative.
I have like an actual.
All right, let's hear it, Alex.
I think this is like such, like in my mind, it's such a clear 7 out of 10.
Whoa.
So you like this over majority of the movies I recommend.
Yeah.
Is this the highest thing you've ever rated of mine?
Uptown Girl. Like
that was what, an 8?
Yeah.
So this is a step down from Uptown.
What the fuck?
Because I think
this is good. This is good. We should end on this note. Alex likes one of my movies, and it's
That's 7 out of 10.
Ian, if you're listening, this is a big deal. Shout out Ian. I know you're listening.
Ian,
we did it. We reeled him in.
I think a 7 out of 10, like in my mind, is the ideal rating for the type of movie where I can go, you know what, that was a lot of fun. I really liked the experience watching it, but I didn't get a whole lot out of it.
That's fair.
Like that's a 7.
I agree.
Sure.
Like that's like every Marvel movie is like a 6 or a 7 because it's like I had a fun time watching it with my cousin in theaters and eating popcorn, but I got nothing out of it. She did okay.
Yeah.
She did the 6 7.
Yeah.
Like and this falls within
that's
that.
actually fair. I might agree with that. I might say maybe I'd give this like a 7 or an 8 actual rating, but I do have this 5 stars on Letterboxd, but that's because
that's also fair.
I think that's fair.
It's more positive.
I think
than negative.
Dinosaur out of 10 is where I'm at. I think that's a
Yeah.
good place to be.
It's Noah serious, man. It's
They should change the you know how they have like the special things for like certain movies, like how they have like the fire for the Portrait of a Lady on Fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of the heart, they should have a little dinosaur. So
They
you can
should.
just put a dinosaur.
That's true. They should do that.
They should.
Okay, connection. There's many connections between these two movies.
Religion. Did you say
both
funny?
You know
Not
what?
for me.
You know what?
Not
That's
for
a
me.
connection. They're both funny movies. That's a good
They're
connection.
both funny.
For you guys. There's both an aspect of religion to it.
That's true. Yeah.
Anything like more specific than that? Like, do they comment on religion in similar ways?
Oh. Well, Carol doesn't understand religion, and Larry also doesn't understand
doctor, lawyer. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, that's true.
Strong female
impressive.
character, am I right?
It's pretty impressive.
They both seek religion at different points in the movie, because Doug seeks religion and Larry seeks religion.
Wow. Is it reference? They both feature East Asian countries in some way. There's China in this. There's South Korea in there.
I think like this is a stretch, but I think A Serious Man is about a very religious guy in Larry who has to struggle with the contradiction that religion is meant to supply answers, but at the same time it never can actually give you the answer that you're looking for. Like there's no, like, religion isn't a proof of anything, and I think he's dealing with this contradiction that he wants religion to be a thing to help him get these answers, but it never actually can. And I think in VelociPastor, it's dealing with the contradiction of religion versus, the science of, dinosaurs, because, a lot of religious people don't believe in dinosaurs. Right. So they're both dealing with religion as, like, an inherent contradiction, in a way.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually good.
Yeah, he has, him turning into a VelociPastor is, like, this, he has it in him,
Yeah. Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's his struggle with his faith.
Yeah, that's why that's why I said VelociPastor is very interesting. It's a very interesting concept for a movie.
Yeah.
I think that's a great connection.
True. It does have things to say about religion.
It does.
It's very deep.
There we go.
That's about all I got.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good connection. Yeah. Good job, team.
VFX.
Wow.
Car on fire.
VFX car on fire.
There's a car on fire in A Serious Man.
No, there's a car crash.
There is a car
crash.
Did you know that the car crash where Sy Ableman dies happens at the same time that Larry crashes his car?
Yes, they say that in the movie.
Right, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm like, whatever.
I didn't know that.
You said it. You said it as if it's like a fun fact.
No, I'm saying that
know?
I'm saying they say in the movie that it happens at the same time.
You just said, did you know?
I didn't say that.
You did.
I didn't say that. I said they say that in the movie.
We have footage.
Did you know?
Did you know?
I said they say that.
Guys,
See, this is
flame
like
him.
Schrodinger's cat, right?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Flame him
Right,
when
like-
you hear exactly what.
Can you be a pastor and a velociraptor at the same time?
Well,
Well, what is the answer? Can you be both at the same time?
Well, he is.
No, but like, is he like
There's some-
pastoring while he's a velociraptor?
Well, there's the scene where they're in the I don't know what it's called, where you confess.
confessional booth.
That
Yeah.
one. So he
I
is being a
guess.
pastor there,
Hmm.
and it's only his hand that turns into a raptor.
Okay,
Well,
So perhaps,
maybe.
we'll never know.
Whoa.
Whoa.
See, Avery Searsman is so relatable and real.
So applicable to life.
Yeah.
We're done, right? Okay, stay fresh, people. See you
Yeah.
next week.
See you next week.